Day 4. Day 4 of the High Sierra Trail. My bag is very, very heavy right now because everything is damp from the hailstorm yesterday, including my clothes. Temperatures didn't get too cold last night, so with the extra warm sleeping bag I brought, I'm at a trail sign right now. I go this way. With the extra warm sleeping bag I brought, I was able to stay at a nice temperature to sleep, but there was condensation in my tent this morning. Everything inside my tent was damp. So first sunny spot I found. Gotta try everything out. Don't have too far to go today. I'm aiming for Guitar Lake, right below Mount Whitney. I do have quite a bit of elevation gain today, so just getting an early start, and hopefully no hailstorms again today. So looking forward to a good day. So the sun has started to hit the tops of these mountains here. There's usually a lot of light before you actually get, I guess, a sunrise, just because the mountains block the sun. But I've also been passing by, you can see this pretty spectacular waterfall for a while across the way. I don't want to dig out my maps to find out what it is. But this way is Kern Canyon, which I was hiking this is second half of yesterday, maybe most of yesterday. I'm climbing out of the canyon now, so if we swing back around this way, taking the trail up, I'm actually going to be kind of climbing up, not to the top of this mountain, but I'm going to kind of snake around this mountain this way to join up with the John Muir Trail, which is also the PCT in that section. That officially ends the High Sierra Trail, but for the High Sierra Trail hike itself, it doesn't stop there. You can't just like catch a bus from the middle of the mountains, so you got to take the PCT/JMT to an exit point, and for me that is going to be Mount Whitney. That's where I'm headed. Trail junction. John Muir Trail, also the PCT, 3.1 miles this way. I am not going to Forester Pass though. Definitely not doing that this time. Doing Whitney though. Alright, heading this way. One last look down the Kern River Canyon as we are about to turn the corner and go into the sun, but turn the corner towards the John Muir Trail. So, and we leave in the Kern River Canyon, which was very beautiful behind, as well as these gorgeous peaks. That's looking back on the trail. Kern River is still in the shadow, but it's down there too. Bye, Kern River Canyon. Hello, John Muir Trail. So I found this nice boulder area here to deconstruct my pack. I've got everything, pretty much everything in my pack out right now in an attempt to dry it all off. As soon as I got out of the canyon, my clothes immediately dried off and the outside of my pack did. But just trying to dry out the stuff that was in the pack. It's going to make it much lighter once that is all dry. And I'm stopping for breakfast at the same time. So taking a little break, trying to lighten up that pack. Still headed towards the John Muir Trail. I'm now following Wallace Creek, which is the creek I passed after the hailstorm yesterday. You can see it flows out into that that Kern Canyon. Yeah, so going uphill, and I'm going to intersect with the JMT/PCT right where those trails cross this creek. Should be interesting because it was one of the creeks I crossed last year on the PCT during the huge snowmelt runoff. So I'm really curious to see what it looks like now. But gorgeous white water right here. Some nice waterfalls in this area. But nice morning. Nice morning to be walking. Okay, so now I have a creek crossing before the creek crossing. So this looks like it's a tributary of some sort that's flowing down into Wallace Creek. So it's going along the trail. Still further up that way is the JMT junction, and then it joins up with Wallace Creek right here, which we've been looking at. Goes out that way. So looks like I can do a rock hop on this one. Shouldn't be too hard, but really pretty waterfall right here on this tributary. So this is the Wallace Creek crossing of the John Muir / PCT. Just over there where that rocks kind of go like this was the junction, or where I joined the John Muir Trail. And I've already seen way too many people. I got these crossings confused. There's two crossings, one's Wallace and one's Wright Creek. And it was Wright Creek I was imagining that had the big log crossing and the huge like white water. This one wasn't too bad yet last year, but it was about knee deep when we crossed. I didn't attempt a rock hop because it didn't look safe, so I just went in and it was like shin deep. So that crossing's done. And this is the PCT and the John Muir Trail. You can see people coming. Technically I am done with the High Sierra Trail, and now I'm going to continue on this one. I just climbed uphill on the trail for a little bit from the creek, and these are the views getting from the trail. Pretty nice. Just another quick view of the trail. It's climbing up. I'm mostly gaining elevation today. Be dropping down a little bit to go to a meadow, and then just going up and up and up again. So lots of granite, lots of trees, lots of clouds that are probably going to turn menacing later. There's a little meadow down there. And this is what it looks like. It's the JMT / PCT. Okay, approaching what I can assume is Sandy Meadow. It's a beautiful sunny mountain meadow way up here in altitude. It looks really pretty this direction. However, you see we got some menacing clouds forming there, and we have some even more menacing stuff over here. I already heard a little bit of thunder. This is developing a lot earlier in the day than past couple days, so I'm hoping it just passes over without dropping anything. But in case it doesn't, let's just enjoy the beautiful sunny scenery while we can. Just a little bit better view out on the Sandy Meadow. It's kind of like a meadow where a whole bunch of tributaries come in, so it looks like there's kind of several branches of it, but you got a clear, nice view of the meadow, and then the the mountains behind it, and those clouds that are gathering up there. I've still got these white fluffy ones in front of me, but beyond the trees to my left are the clouds that are kind of making noise. Again, could just pass over, but gotta keep my eye on it. Okay, next trail junction. So this is where I came from. I came from Wallace Creek, and Crabtree Meadow and Mount Whitney are this way. So I'm probably going to go to Crabtree and see if I can take my lunch there. But I believe this is where the JMT and the PCT split, so I'm now taking the JMT and heading towards that darkness over there. Well, since it was only raining lightly, I thought I was gonna try to go a little further, but that tells me no. So I'm turning around, and the nearest campsite is behind me, and I'm just gonna go there and set up my tent and see if it passes over. Yeah, that's my current weather situation. This is looking up at the top of my tent, by the way. The hail's not so bad, but I keep seeing flashes of lightning. I don't really have the tent open right now, but I can see it through the tent, and then the thunder is pretty impressive. So this was probably a good idea. I just hope this passes so I can get a couple more miles in today. That was pretty much a 3-hour storm. I mean, just look what it did to my tent. I mean, it's all dirty. My tent was here originally, but like then it started pooling water in that spot, and I had to get out in the rain and drag it over here. It was not comfortable, but we have blue skies approaching again, so I'll give it another minute or two, and I'm gonna pack my stuff up and see how far I can get. It's still a little dark in this direction, which is the direction I need to go today. Okay, day 4, part 2. It's amazing how quickly the weather can change. Even like 10 minutes ago, didn't seem like the rain was going to stop, and all of a sudden we have sun. I was just passed by another hiker, and he was smarter than I was, and he took shelter under the porch of the ranger station, which I didn't know there was a porch at the ranger station, otherwise I might have just gone there. So a whole bunch of other people did that too, and now all of us are heading to Guitar Lake. It's a little under 3 miles away. There's a deer down here. Oops. Must have been hiding out from the storm too, and just coming out, going down to the little creek. Passing Whitney Creek, way upstream of Whitney Creek, and you got a nice little meadow here, and we're gonna walk through it. So we got a little bit more green before we get to basically where all the rocks are. But I like that the sun has come out. Here's looking down onto Whitney Creek and its meadow. You can see everything's starting to look a lot prettier now that it's sunny out. And far down here, you can actually see the trail it just came up on, right next to the trees. And it came up this way, which means it's getting steep. But pretty soon should be hitting the section that has, you know, no more green, and it's just rocks, and it's above tree line. So this gorgeous reflective body of water underneath this granite here is Timberline Lake, and I think it's the last you know, anything before we go above tree line. Actually, I can see tree line right there. So yeah, this lake's right at tree line, and last year when I hiked the trail, this was right past here was where basically the snow line started. So gorgeous, gorgeous lake. Glad we get to see it in the sunshine. That's Whitney itself. That's Mount Whitney. We'll be doing that tomorrow, not today. I believe we're heading towards that little dip, and then it's about 1.8 miles to the summit, but that's definitely a tomorrow thing. Just looking back the way I came, been doing a lot of climbing. It's been hard. But this is what everything looks like now. I've got Mount Whitney right here. It's getting closer, but got the last little bit of shrubby vegetation, and should be rounding the corner and seeing Guitar Lake soon, which will make me happy, because Guitar Lake, well, Guitar Lake is at, I think, 11,400 feet. So I've been climbing uphill at a high elevation for a while, and it's hard. So it'd be nice to finally be able to breathe again. Oh my God, here it is. This is Guitar Lake. When we get either closer to it or past it, you'll be able to see why it's called Guitar Lake. It's shaped like a guitar. There's a whole bunch of people already there. Looks like they set up camp. I'm actually gonna get water at Guitar Lake and then see if I can't camp just a little bit above it, because there should be some camping spots up there. But made it. I also think I might add that this entire area is basically unrecognizable to me. I think I came up here, but this was about maybe 80% covered in snow. I mean, including this stuff back here. So I'm not complaining. It just looks a little different. So a little bit further away from the lake, you can kind of get the idea of why it's called Guitar Lake. Here's the stem of the guitar way up there. As you can kind of see, it is a tent city down there. So I think there's some campsites up here. So hopefully away from like the festival that's going on down there. And if I can get part of this climb done today, that's even better. Alright, I'm about 500 feet above Guitar Lake, and clearly looks like a guitar now. I've got these nice sandy camping spots over there, and there's nobody here. It's fantastic. So I'm gonna go claim those spots, and oh, there's a marmot way over there. Let's see if we can zoom in on them. I was hearing them chirp. There should be yeah, right there. Should be marmots all over the place here. Right there. Hi, marmot. Yeah, and that's 500 feet. I don't have to do tomorrow, so I put myself in a good spot to summit Whitney, which is now like way back there. There they are, little marmots. They were chirping at me for a while. They're gonna be my my neighbors for the night. I'm right over here. All right. Nighty night, marmots. All right, I got my tent set up. I got my food cooking. The sun is starting to set. It ended up being a beautiful end to a kind of questionable at times day with that storm. I wasn't sure I'd even be able to go any further, but I'm up here and it's beautiful, and I'm a lot closer to Whitney than I would have been, so I've got a nice head start, and tomorrow I just have to summit Whitney and then exit out the other side.